Hey guys, it's Hey Dude. I didn't think I was actually going to do a video like this again, but it seems like, again, there's more talks about Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire happening, and I'm like, I don't know, I can't even say if I know this movie is even really going to happen, because it's like, it seems like Sam Raimi's been wanting to make it for probably more than the longest time. Yeah, I'm like, it seems like, he wants to make it, but it's like, again, he seemed like he's like a really big Spider-Man fan. And it's just like, who knows if Sony's really gonna, have any interference with this movie too, because, they've been interfering with whenever it comes to literally other people making Spider-Man movies for the longest time, and it's just like, I don't know, it's like, honestly, because I remember at the time that I heard that this movie was going to be like one of the most expensive Spider-Man movies ever made. I'm like, nowadays it's like a lot of superhero movies are expensive even when they make it nowadays. It's like kind of hard to believe this would have been expensive even at the time. And it's just like, again, this movie was planned to release on May 6, 2011, but it got canceled in 2010 because, I don't know, there were some disagreements with Sony and Sam Raimi and shit. I don't know. Again, it's like, there was like some said that, the characters that were going to return besides Tobey Maguire were Kirsten Dunst's Mary Jane Watson, potential villains like Mysterio and the Vulture, which it kind of makes me wonder if, Rosemary Harris, being the age that she is now, was actually going to return as Aunt May, which, in my opinion, Rosemary Harris was like one of the best versions of Aunt May, ever put to screen in any version of Spider-Man. But it's like, there was also talks, I think, I remember hearing, of, the character of Black Cat, or aka Felicia Hardy, being played by Anne Hathaway, which I cannot, explain enough how actually that would be a really good, smart casting. I didn't know, but there was also, talks of Angelina Jolie, which I'm like, I don't know about Angelina Jolie. I would have been fine with Anne Hathaway because it would kind of make sense because she was also Catwoman in the Dark Knight trilogy, which I thought she was, fucking Batgirl. I didn't know she was Catwoman. But not to mention John Malkovich is, I guess, the Vulture, which is funny because, like, I think she would have been Felicia Hardy's dad, which I think the Catwoman would end up turning out to be the Vulturess. Not to mention, another casting was also in the works, was maybe Ben Kingsley as the Vulture, or Adrian Toomes, which, that actually would have been not too bad. Like, John Malkovich is okay, but maybe Ben Kingsley, I would have been down for that. Because I remember watching Spectacular Spider-Man, the episode with the Vulture in it, and I'm like, the animated version looks so much like Ben Kingsley, I'm not even kidding. Like just looking at him, that screams Ben Kingsley. It's like his nose and facial features look exactly the same. Like, if they would have casted him, like, I would have been so down for that. Like, there's even pictures of the fucking Vulture, I don't know, just the fucking bird-like wings and shit. They just look absolutely terrifying. Like I would hope, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man would have been able to literally stand up against that shit. And I'm like thinking, why wouldn't it's like, again, I know some people will probably be like, why are they making Spider-Man 4 now? Or it's just like, Tobey Maguire's probably well burned his bridges with Spider-Man because, he's 50 years old now. And I'm like, it's like, to be honest, you got Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, so it's like, I don't know why that's any different, but okay. But I don't know, with Sam Raimi, it's like when he came back to do Doctor Strange 2, it's like at least the dude does seem like he knows how to make a movie. I know people talk shit about Doctor Strange the Multiverse of Madness, but I thought it was a good movie. And like Sony, people forget the only reason why, Spider-Man 3 turned out to be the way it was only because they stuck their big old nose into it where it doesn't belong. And it's just like they kind of cared about what only was making them money, what actually more than actually what fans wanted. And I'm like, that's why I'm like, Marvel Studios needs to take charge of making this movie, while at the same time Sam Raimi being involved as well, or everybody else who actually wants to come back in the movie. And I also saw there was like a reanimated storyboard artist video. Well, at the same time, there's also like storyboard concepts for Spider-Man 4. And I'm like, it kind of makes me a little bit bummed out because it's like, it just basically shows what, Spider-Man 4 could have looked like if, the movie was actually made and released. And I'm like, God damn it. Like, bro, like, Sony knows how to ruin shit, in my opinion. It's like, people could say, yeah, Spider-Man 4 probably wasn't needed. I'm like, the art style, I don't know, the way that the shit is animated and drawn, and I'm like, it looks honestly beautiful, in my opinion. I mean, fucking Bruce Campbell as an overweight Mysterio is honestly great. Because it's like, in my opinion, they need to bring Bruce Campbell back as Mysterio, but like the fight with Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Vulture, honestly, even just from the drawings and the colors and like the vibrant style of it, it's like, I don't know, just looking at it makes me just be like, bro, please release and make and release this movie, because like we've been waiting 18 years for another Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. And I'm like, I just want this movie, or just the series or the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man legacy to just end on a high note. And I'm like, personally, the person who animated this, honestly, I had to give him like actual credit for reanimating this, because I love how they made the Vulture look exactly like the fucking Michael Keaton Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming, which I'm like, I guess that was the intent, because it was the Vulture from Spider-Man 4, but then they made him look like Tom Holland's Vulture, played by Michael Keaton from the Spider-Man Homecoming from the MCU, which I thought was kind of smart. But again, personally, there was another character that was confirmed, or not confirmed, but I don't know if it was confirmed actually, but there was something said that the Lizard was going to be in Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4, but it didn't happen until the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield came out. And I'm like, I kind of would have been able to see that, because his like small, minimal role in Spider-Man 3, which I guess maybe I'm thinking now, were they trying to tease something with Dr. Kirk Connors for Spider-Man 4 by doing it in Spider-Man 3? Because it's like, I can kind of see that. I mean, it seems like a lot of people are a little hyped maybe for this movie to finally be made and put out to people if it does actually happen. Because it's like, I don't know. I just miss the days whenever it's like I just sat down and watched a new Spider-Man movie. It's like, but again, Kirsten Dunst, I don't know if she's actually being legit about it, but she says she actually wants to return to make a Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire. But at the same time, she actually straight up says she doesn't know if fans are actually into it. I'm like, okay, is she aware that some people don't actually like her, I guess her version of Mary Jane Watson in those movies is, to be fair, I guess I didn't realize it until after all 3 Spider-Man movies came out. I'm like, I actually didn't mind Gwen Stacy. I'm like, in that movie, Bryce Dallas Howard or something. I mean, she was actually a lot nicer, but to be honest, he didn't need to literally straight up let her pull down his mask and kiss her right in front of her. It's like, all the shit that MJ may have done in those movies was kind of fucked up, but Peter kissing her right in front of MJ like that was a little stupid in my opinion, because like, how do you not notice she was gonna literally scold you at a restaurant like that? But okay. And another, I mean, I even liked Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy in the Amazing Spider-Man movies. In my opinion, she seemed really genuine and actual good person. And another, I mean, we also got Insomniac's Mary Jane Watson as well, which I actually like her 100 times more than Kirsten Dunst's Mary Jane Watson, because she actually, you know, she seemed like she was she took part in, you know, somewhat in Peter Parker's life, kind of, by, you know, just being there for him and not actually making him feel like an actual literal piece of shit all the time. And it's just like, it's kind of funny how she actually ends up getting his job for, you know, working for J. Jonah Jameson as well, which I think, it's like, why would you ever want to work for that dude? And again, I didn't mind Zendaya's Mary Jane Watson, Michelle Jones. I mean, I guess it wasn't until No Way Home came out, I'm like, she actually shows some raw emotion. Not to mention her memory even gets erased in the process. And I'm like, I don't know. The look of Mary Jane Watson in those movies is actually not bad. I just think it's the way she just, her personality and the way she acts towards Tobey Maguire's Peter, it's just like, it's so unnecessary. Like, even in 2, she literally scolds him for literally missing her play. I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? I'm like, again, like, this woman cheats on more than how many guys, while at the same time, it's like, not to mention messing around with Peter while she's literally in the relationship with Harry Osborn. And then 2, after he told her that he just wanted to stay friends, or I guess, you know, I'll always be there to take care of you, it's like she gets engaged to another dude that turns out to be J. Jonah Jameson's son. And I'm like, not to mention, runs off on him and Lily decides to stay with him, runs off on, you know, her fiance on the wedding day. I'm like, what? What the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, pardon me for saying this, but it's like, that's a really shitty thing to do to your fiance. I'm like, then, well, at the same time before that, we're in the same movie, decides to literally tell Peter to kiss her even though she's engaged, and then she's like, I just need to know something, just one kiss. And then I'm like, what the fuck? Like, imagine being like some of the people watching that as it's unfolding, and I don't know, it's like, what the hell? Like, it's like, again, you know you're engaged to another dude, why are you asking him to kiss you for? It's like, but honestly, aside from all that, I think the part where, you know, Doc Ock throws the car through the coffee shop, in my opinion, it's kind of stupid, but I think it's actually kind of cool the way the car just literally breaks through the window like that. It's so intense and awesome after fucking more than 20 years now. But honestly, it's like, kind of wondering if they do come out with Spider-Man 4, how are they gonna... so I was curious how, you know, Peter dealt with the death even long after, you know, Harry Osborn got killed by Venom or stabbed with his own glider, ironically, kind of like how his father did. And I'm like, I noticed there's a pattern with all, you know, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland Spider-Man, because they all lost people in their lives, and it's like, I guess they kind of, in a way, bonded over that in No Way Home. It's like, it just kind of goes to show, in some way they are good people, they just, you know, make a lot of mistakes in their life. I even love how, in No Way Home, Ned asks him, you know, does he have a best friend? He's like, I did. He's like, he died in my arms after he tried to kill me. It was heartbreaking. And then Andrew was like, dude. And then he even looks over at, I guess, MJ and Peter being all, I guess, lovey-dovey with each other, not trying to sound weird or anything. He just from the look on his face, he just feels all sad and depressed and lonely that he doesn't have nobody. And Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker is like, looks at Adam, he's like, do you have someone? And Andrew responds with, no, I got no time. I'm like, I kind of feel like he's obviously supposed to be like the cool, again, like, I know people mentioned it already, but yeah, I feel like he's supposed to be the cool version of Peter Parker, but he's like, nah, I got no time for Peter Parker stuff, you know, which, again, that's kind of relatable, because, you know, not being Peter Parker, but, like, you know, just being an adult in general, not doing, minus the whole superhero thing, but yeah, like, in some way, I feel like, you know, the Tobey Maguire Peter Parker kind of related to that, because, you know, it's like, he had to deal with that shit as well, even also being Spider-Man, but, like, but then he literally looked at him like, yeah, like he related to that, which, again, I like how he's like the understandable, relatable, not relatable, but he relates all to all the other younger versions of Spider-Man. Like, he's like, I don't know, it's just crazy that he's now the kind of like a mental version of Peter Parker now. But I guess the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, he literally asked Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker if he has anyone, and I guess, because I forgot, I was like researching for this video, and then he, I guess, straight up tells him, that's a little complicated, and which, again, you know, relationships, even when you're an adult, can be a bit complicated at times. But again, he literally straight tells him, yeah, it's complicated, even with because I guess he looked at him with a confused look on his face or something, and I guess then Andrew Garfield, old Spider-Man, literally says, no, I understand. I guess it's not in the car, or it's for guys like us, which, yeah. I mean, and the one thing I also love is whenever he, Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker literally straight up also says to him, he's like, well, I wouldn't give up. Which, I'm like, it's not often you hear Peter Parker say, I wouldn't give up, or, you know, don't give up. It's like, it kind of goes to show how, you know, awesome of advice that, you know, I'm like, I never heard Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man ever say that. It's like, then he really straight up says, it took a while, but we made it work. But he was really straight up talking about him and MJ, which I'm like, it was so nice to really hear him say that, you know, even after Spider-Man 3, it's like, again, the fact that he literally said him and Kirsten Dunst's MJ really made it work, even after all the shit that she also pulled. I'm like, yeah, he was taken over by the symbiote, and he kind of hit her at the club, which I like how she did kind of forgive him after that. I'm like, yeah, he's done some fucked up things too, but so has she, and they just literally forgave each other, which I'm like, the movie was just basically about forgiveness, revenge and forgiveness, which I'm like, I kind of like that. I mean, it kind of gave off a very, sensible message in my opinion, even though the movie was, I guess people did say the movie was kind of a mess, but I don't know. The ending of the Spider-Man 3 was kind of beautiful in my opinion. Even with that dance and shit that they had at the end of the movie, it's like, see, I don't know, I guess it just kind of makes me really, I mean, I know the movies were first made by Sony, but now it's like after No Way Home, I'm like, they need to put Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in the MCU. Because it's like, now that everything is like, feels like it's connected now with all the, Sony characters in the MCU now, and I'm like, they just need to just break their deal with Sony and just, because Sony obviously doesn't know what the hell they're doing. I mean, not to mention, it's like, I just want to see, Tobey Maguire, reunite with all his, villains from the early 2000s. And it's like, not to mention, just team up with Wolverine and, Avengers Doomsday and all the other early 2000s Marvel characters. That would just be so fucking great. Because it's like, honestly, that's how badly I want to see Spider-Man 4. I'm like, because Tobey Maguire has always been my favorite Spider-Man ever since I was a little kid. So, yeah. I guess that's it today for me talking about Spider-Man 4. So I guess leave a comment down below if you guys want to. Subscribe, share. I'll see you all guys later. Peace out.